Hey, everybody, Thomas here, and today I'm cutting up a catalpa tree. Catalpa. I think it's catalpa. This is a tree that I have cut up before, but I've never cut up on camera. So this will be a first and everything. And the other interesting thing about this is it has some large holes. And recently I gave a log to one of my buddies and everything that had a large hole like this, and he was a little bit upset with me. He said, Thomas, he's like, when I went to unload that log off of my trailer, about a 6-foot snake popped out of there, and it about gave him a heart attack. So always, you never know what you're gonna find inside of a crevice, a hole, or anything like that on a tree. I have found some interesting things. Of course, snakes. I've had a possum come out before. I've had lizards, I've had spiders, scorpions, all sorts of stuff. The possum was the weirdest one. And then, of course, out of that same log was a snake as well. It was a speckled king snake on one side of the log and a possum the other. That was cut with a chainsaw, but still, you never know what's inside a log. There could be any number of things. Please comment down below, what's the weirdest animal or creature that has come out of a log that you've cut or cutting on. There's some pretty cool things out there. All right, so without further ado, this is going to be kind of a unique wood to cut just because of the shape of it. The shape of this, it's got a nice curvature to it, and it has kind of an arch to it as well. I'm going to figure out kind of what's the best orientation to cut this. I've cut this before and noticed that the smell in this is quite unique. The best way I can liken it to is like it smells like fuel. It has an unnatural smell to it, in my opinion. But we're gonna go ahead and cut this open. I think based on the curve that's in the log, I don't know. I gotta really look at this. This one, I really don't want to cut it down any shorter, but I'm probably going to cut this one in half, unfortunately, just looking at it, because if I make my reference cut on this side here and then flip it over, I'm going to be fighting this big curved section right here, and it will not be easy to put it up against the log dogs there, or log stop, excuse me. So yeah, I think I'll have to cut this one, unfortunately. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to come in here with a chainsaw and probably cut it probably in this location right here. If I cut it just in front of this, that'll give me a unique piece to work with down there that can make some pretty cool stuff. And then on this side here, I could even make like a coffee table. I'm really interested to see kind of what this crotch section looks like, and go from there. So, all right, without further ado, let me go ahead and set up the tripod. I'll put a hyperlapse on, and I will cut this section off, and then we'll figure out the best orientation that we can get out of this log. Stay tuned. Okay, folks, I am really digging this solenoid control valve. It is just absolutely awesome. Don't have to worry about the water anymore. Make sure you check out that video. I'll try to put the link in the description below. Let's show the installation of, and I'm absolutely loving it. Could not be happier. All right, so back to this log right here. As you saw, I just filled up the diesel in the sawmill. It'll probably be the last time I fill up the sawmill while I'm down here in Mississippi, because we are getting towards the end of the log pile that we have. Let me move this a little bit closer. Hopefully, still gonna get a shot. There we go, right there. All right, so this log right here, as you saw, we cut it with the chainsaw. We have these large holes. We've got this large one right here. We've got these two right here. When I took the other section off, a whole lot of acorns and stuff fell out of it. So some kind of rodent or something has been in there. And since a rodent has been in there, could be a chance that a snake or something could be in there. I don't know. Whatever's in there could still be in there. It might come out during the video, or it may not come out because there's nothing in there. But we never know. So we'll see. I'm going to cut these slabs at 1.5 inch thickness. The smell of this is so weird. I can't explain how weird the smell is. It smells like a fuel mixed with something. It just is not, in my opinion, a pleasant smell. However, once the wood dries out, it does no longer smell like that. And this wood almost has like naturally oiling effect to it. Anyways, the wood in the sunlight kind of like shines without anything added to it. It's a really interesting wood. If you look at the way that the grain is or anything, it's almost like shiny between the rings of the tree and everything. It's hard to explain. Very beautiful wood. It is a brownish color, so it's not really the best color in my opinion, but it is very unique and it does shine up extremely well even without any kind of oil or anything. All right, so again, we're gonna cut these at 1.5 inches. I'll cut down until I get close to my log stops, and then we'll have to flip this thing over again. But I think we're gonna get some nice slabs at this. So stay tuned. The smell. All right. The smell. Whoa. The smell is weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. I don't think I saw anything come out, so that's good. Crazy grain, just all over the place. So we're gonna throw some water on these. I think these are gonna be very pretty slabs to work with. I mean, that's cool. The grain structure is just everywhere. So is the smell. The smell is just all over the place. And that last cut, I was kind of slowing down because I want to make sure I was going to clear everything. It was kind of close, but cleared it no problem. This is pretty. This would be cool little bit of epoxy work on this one. Maybe two of these slabs together to make like some type of table. Maybe a little coffee table or something like that. Again, I'm digging the the grain structure. That actually looked like a box elder beetle. I should have showed that. But oh well, it's kind of a red and black bug. And our last slab, before we turn it, this one's starting to get into all the holes and crevices and stuff like that. Still very good, you know, connection. I don't think it's going to really come apart. What I've noticed from the last time I cut this, I had the slabs drying for about a year. I had no movement that I could see really at all, so that was good. So I think these will be pretty stable at 1.5 inches. I've only cut it 1 or 2 other times, but this is really the only time on camera. But I've had pretty good luck with it. So maybe these will stay together at 1.5 inches and make some really cool projects. Now, this section right here, once I cut further into this may come apart. But you never know. It could surprise me and not. See how much crap falls out of here. It's actually not as deep as I thought. I think we might have one slab that's trashed, if you will. The other ones might turn out okay. Maybe. Looks like there's no critters in there. Now what I'm going to have to do, because I do have this big bell section here, and it is where this knot is here. As I take my log stops down, it's going to want to kind of protrude over my track on the other side. So I'll probably have to put a cheater board over there, or if I do this right, that would work there too. So what I'm using is make sure I've got a connection point here on the lower side. I'll have a connection point here. I'm actually already there. So yeah, I'll cut it like that. This end here will be kind of dangling, if you will. But everything looks secure, and I'm going to keep everything on there. I don't think I'm going to get any flex out of this the way I'm cutting this. So 1.5 inches, it should be able to support it and not dip down on the end there. That should work. So let's turn it back on and finish cutting. All right, these have all been cut up. Really anxious to see what that bottom slab looks like. See if there's anything usable in it or not. Oh, these are gonna be really pretty. And get out of my own way. I think we can use these. Not too bad. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna stop it right here. I'll get these out to the side somewhere. I've got cedar over there right now, but let me get these out to the side. We'll take a look what these look like with water. Okay, folks, I had to move the cedar around to the side here. But let's see what these look like with some water on it. I think this should be pretty. Again, they've got like this, it's got like this brownish color to it, if you will. But it looks good. She's like, I want some water. So there you have it. Looks good. But again, it is a brown color between, you know, the sapwood is a little bit lighter in color, but really it's just a brown with some black streaks. The grain structure, as you see, is wild. Absolutely wild grain structure. I mean, it's very pretty. This would be perfect for epoxy type projects. Got a nice little bit of curl right there. Or something, compression of the grain. Those two pieces there are pretty interesting, and we left enough material there. That'd be an easy fill. I like it behind the sofa table or something like that. But yeah, the grain structure is wild. This one here appears to have like a check going down it. I don't know what's on the other side. Nothing. It just has a kind of a crack going down it. That's interesting. But the rest of these all seem to be intact, and they look wild. So I'm going to throw on a time lapse of cutting up that last little bit. But we are nearing an end of this video. Hope you've enjoyed it thus far. I'll throw on a time lapse of the other pieces being cut up, and then we'll see what those kind of look like. The other ones should have that crotch section, so expecting it to have maybe some figure and stuff in it. But yeah, these turned out pretty well. Just the smell is something to get over. The smell is quite strong right now, but again, as these dry out, that smell does dissipate. It is a unique smell. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just, I smelt no other wood like this. Okay, there you have it, folks. We got 11 slabs out of that tree. I decided on the shorter piece to actually do 2 inches thick. And the reason I did that is because for a bench or for a coffee table, I like them to have a little more substantialness to them. And then also I wasn't too sure about some of these holes that were going through it. So I kept those a little bit thicker. And thirdly, because it had this crazy crotch section in there, I didn't want to run the risk of, as wide as it is there, 22 inches wide or so, I didn't want to run the risk of it cupping on me. But that is some beautiful crotch right there. And then the grain, again, the grain on this stuff is just like all over the place. It's almost like a burl type structure sometimes. You just never kind of know when you get to these knot sections or these outer pieces where the grain's going. It's everywhere. That is some wild stuff. And again, when this is finished up, when this is sanded, you'll get like some shining lines between the grains here. So this, I mean, that line right there would probably shine. This one would be a little bit dull, then it would shine. It's awesome stuff. And I need to show some of the finished stuff of what this looks like. But this is some cool wood. I mean, that's all over the place. Wild. So hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe. The channel as I say always, is continuing to grow, and I do appreciate everyone watching the channel, commenting on the channel, trying to make things better. But this is just something I do already. I enjoy filming it, and I enjoy talking about it. So if you enjoy talking about wood, watching people cut on Sawmill, stuff like that, please like, subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe to the channel, that helps me out and everything, and it allows the channel to grow, because I can get more equipment towards the channel, this, that, and the other. But again, very much looking forward to our move up to Wisconsin. Sad to leave our place down here in Mississippi. In fact, we have the house on contract right now, so it didn't take long. But this beautiful farm here, yeah, I'm gonna miss this place. And I have just a handful of logs left. I'm gonna shoot a couple videos today. Now that we actually have fiber internet for the last month that we are here, I'm going to utilize every single bit of it that I can and upload as many videos as I can and release those throughout the summer when I maybe don't have the ability to film as much because we're moving. All right, we'll see you around. Thanks.